Hello, you are on the Bartles channel. My name is Maxim. I'm interested in ancient Slavic mythology, and today's video will not be just a scary story. Today we will talk about a creature people try not to mention out loud. About a monster that, according to beliefs, still wanders the fields and forests of Volyn. They say that if you go out into a field at night and hear someone calling for help, it may not be a human. It may be the Irka. Who is the Irka? According to old beliefs, an Irka is someone who took their own life. It was believed that the earth does not accept such sinners. They are taken neither by the world of the living, nor by the world of the dead. So a year after death, the soul returns in a twisted body and begins to wander at night, hunting the living. The Irka hunts only at night. Most often it is associated with steppes and fields. But the stories I will tell today do not quite fit this version. The Irka never attacks right away. It can change its voice. It may sound like a child, like a crying woman, like a man asking for help. A person follows the sound and never comes back. When the victim gets close, the Irka attacks. They say it drinks blood, as if feeding itself, as if trying at least for a moment to feel alive again. What does the Irka look like? From eyewitness accounts. Those who were lucky enough to see it from a distance and escape describe roughly the same thing. Eyes. They glow in the dark brighter than a wolf or a cat's. The stare feels oppressive and causes panic and numbness. Body. Human-like, but with signs of decay. Dark spots on the skin, sores, twisted movements. Feature. The Irka is incredibly fast, moving in sharp, jerky motions, and can disappear into the darkness in seconds. What is the Irka afraid of? According to beliefs, the Irka is afraid of fire. They also say that in case of an encounter, the prayer, "Our Father," may help. But at night, when you're alone in a field or forest, few people can keep a cool head and remember a prayer. I have selected several stories about this creature. Today I will tell one of them. The others will be in the next videos.
The story of the night smugglers. Where I know this story from will remain a secret. I myself do not know whether this story is true or just someone's scary fiction. The events in this story allegedly took place in the summer of 2021, almost 5 years ago. 3 men lived in poverty and often went to steal timber to sell it. In Ukraine, this is a criminal offense, a fine or even imprisonment. But fear of the law was weaker than the fear of having no money. Let's call them Alex, Mike, and Rick. One night they took saws and ropes, got on an old tractor, and went deep into the wilderness of the Volyn forest. They drove for almost an hour until they left the road and went into the darkness between the trees. First, they lit a small fire to eat something. The fire crackled. Insects flew toward the light, and around them there was a heavy, dead silence. After eating, Mike and Rick went to look for suitable trees, and Alex stayed by the fire. About 20 minutes passed. The forest was quiet. Too quiet. And then, a scream. Not just a scream. A scream you cannot confuse with anything. Alex was screaming. Mike and Rick ran back, shining their only flashlight between the trees. Branches hit their faces. Roots grabbed at their feet. When they reached the place, the scream stopped. All around, darkness. The fire they had left was out. Not a spark, not a trace of smoke. And then, about 20 meters away, they noticed movement. Mike pointed the beam of the flashlight there. Alex's body was lying on the ground, and next to him, something, a dark silhouette, too unnatural to be human. As soon as the light touched that creature, it darted into the bushes and disappeared. When they ran up to Alex, they felt sick. The body was mutilated. The blood looked as if it had been sucked out. Rick threw up. Mike fell to his knees, unable to make a sound. They did not chase it. Fear paralyzed them. They understood whatever did this to Alex was not an ordinary animal. There was no signal in the forest, so they had to drive out to call the police. When they came back with the cops, the reaction was even worse. It was good that the suspicion did not fall on Mike and Rick, although in those years, that could easily have happened. And do you know how it all ended? The case was closed as an accident. They said a cut tree had fallen on Alex. They took photos for the report, and that was it. Mike and Rick were told to keep quiet. Otherwise, prison for timber smuggling. And what they saw in the darkness remained in the night, in the forest, along with something that still wanders there.